I'm Shafiqur Rahman from Bangladesh. I hope you have already watched this video. Now it's clear that what I'm going to talk about in this presentation. Yes, you are right. In this presentation, I'm going to talk about tourism Tampere. I hope you will enjoy it. Thank you. In this slide, I have divided my presentation in a couple of parts for our better understanding. First, introduction of Tampere, history, geography, visiting place, food, culture, activities, photos and video, and the reference. Yes, in this slide, we will talk about introduction of Tampere. Tampere is the third largest city in the Finland and the largest inland center in the Nordic countries. The city was founded in 1st October 1779 by King Gustav III of Sweden. The name of the Tampere is derived from the Tammerkoski Rapids, but the city and the rapids are called Tammerfors in Sweden. The origin of the Tampere, the parts of the name has lots of controversy where it comes from. There are around 240,000 inhabitants living in this beautiful city. The city is located within the two lakes, Näsijärvi and Pyhäjärvi. According to the recent studies, it shows that Tampere is the most attractive tourist place, and of course, it is one of the most attractive residential city as well. And the very striking part of the city is that every year, there is thousands of students comes from different parts of the world for higher study. The city has popularity, is for its innovations, technology, culture, and theater. The first mayor of the Finland was elected in Tampere, and this city is called the sauna capital of the world. And the most significant part of the city is that it is called the hometown of the world only moving museum. These are the basic introduction of the city. In this slide, we are going to talk about the history of Tampere. The city was established in 17th century and the area was largely inhabited by the Tharbastian tribes. The population was very low from the very moment and mainly it started to rise in 16th century. In 1638, Governor-General the Parvat the Younger ordered two marketplaces in the time of Koski each year, mainly in autumn and the winter, mainly in August and February respectively. And Tampere gained the city right in 1st October 1779 when an official marketplace established in Tammerfors Channel in 1775 by the King Gustav III of Sweden. Tampere population grew up rapidly in 19th century and it's grew from 7,000 to 36,000 within the last 30 years from 1870 to 1900. And at the beginning of the 20th century, Tampere was a city of workers and women, with a third population of being factory workers and more than half of the women. At the same time, the city area also increased sevenfold and impressive apartments buildings that were built at the center of Tampere with the modest wooden houses. And the most striking part of this city is that the world famous Nokia Corporation also started in the Tamarkus area. In this slide, we are going to talk about the geography of Tampere. The area of the Tampere is 689 square kilometers, from which water is 164 square kilometers, and it has around 180 lakes. The city center is surrounded by the three lakes, Näsijärvi, Pyhäjärvi, and Iitasjärvi. The Tampere region is situated in Kokemaki River. The city of the Tampere is divided into 7 subdivisions, and each of which includes many districts and their suburbs. Tampere has a warm summer humid conditions climate. Winter are cold and the average temperature from the December to March is below 0 degree. Summer are cool to warm. On average, snow covers last 4 to 5 months from the late November to early April. In this slide, we are going to talk about some famous tourist places in Tampere. In fact, Tampere has lots of tourist places for tourists, but we'll talk about only 4 tourist places in this in my presentation. First, Vapriki Museum Center. This facility firstly opened mainly in 1996. It is located in the bank of the Tamarkoski Rapids in the old red bricks building of the historical Tampere factory area. Wapriki Museum Center, as always, offers many things to do for the family, kids, and the whole family. In fact, it is the home of the Natural History of Museum of Tampere and Finnish Museum of Games. In 2017, Wapriki Museum Center was chosen the Museum of the Century in a public vote to mark the 100th anniversary of the Finnish independence. Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about the another famous historical places in Tampere, that is Tampere Cathedral. The Tampere Cathedral, the Finnish Tampereen Tuomiokirkko, Swedish Tammarfort Domkyrka, originally known as St. John's Church. The building was designed in the National Romantic styles by the Larsson and built between 1902 and 1907. The church gained its status as cathedral in 1923 when the Tampere became the capital of Diocese. In this slide, we are going to talk about another famous place in Tampere for the visitors, that is Sarkaniemi. Sarkaniemi is the second most popular amusement park in the Finland, just after Linnanmäki in Helsinki. Toursim is owned by the city of the Tampere and attracts around 1.1 million visitors annually. Toursim has a lot of rides for the kids, adults, for enjoyment. In 1975, the city of the Tampere took over the operation of this fun park and integrated it into other attractions of the peninsula. Well, in this slide, we are going to talk about Ravaniemi Beach. It is all-season vacation spot in the area of Tampere, despite of the relative low air temperature in winter. The beach has a conventional location. There is a public transport stop nearby, as well as there is parking areas for the personal or rented car. Southern part of the territory is more suitable for the families, children, and active games on the shore. And it is the best to go with the few beach resorts in Finland, especially in July to August when weather is the warmest. In this slide, I will mostly talk about the Tampere food. Tampere is a city of having old tradition Finnish food, drinks that won't let you to be hungry. And you will find the hundreds of restaurants, cafeteria, pubs, bars in every corner of the city. The Pizzeria Napoli is the best pizzeria in the Tampere, while Antica is one of the Tampere's oldest restaurants, and the Greek restaurant Antica offers a romantic Greek restaurant experience in the historic bakery building in Tampella, Tampere. Tampere has hundreds of pubs, bars, and tourists will find all kinds of traditional taste of drinks here, and city itself never sleeps. going to talk about Tampere culture. The city of Tampere provides many kinds of cultural and leisure activities that are open to all residents of Tampere and to the visitors. People come to enjoy Tampere interesting museums, various cultural events, outdoor activities, recreation activities from far and away. And especially in the summer vacations, almost there is every day there is some programs in everywhere here and there in parks, some museums, restaurants. So this is a great place for this cultural recreation. In this slide, I'm going to share some picture of some famous places. In the first, you can see there's some traditional way of saunas. That's the first place. And in the bottom, you can see the Nasinsuera Tower. And in the bottom, we can see Sarkani Park. And on the right side, there is uh, Kaleva Church. So these are some famous historical places in Tampere. Well, in this slide, you can see there's lots of activity in Tampere. If anyone wants, he or she can visit in the forest as for hiking. There is lots of outdoor activities for this climbing. You can see that people are climbing in the forest, and that picture you can see that people are kayaking with a boat in a lake. So that's all. There is always lots of fun activities there, and people are so always keep them vibrant with these kinds of activities. Hello, yes, now we are in the last stage of this presentation. This is we have taken a few reference from various sources. The Wikipedia, Visit Tampere, TripAdvisor, Chopper 1001 Beach, and the Time Conception. These are our source of information for this presentation. Thank you.